Hi there, Dead Ideal Boy here, back with another video, and this time it's one that is slightly different to the usual races in terms of we have a subject matter to discuss, and that is the all-important subject of driver rating. Now, driver rating isn't important for everybody. A lot of people don't really care what their driver rating is, they just want to jump on, race, and the driver rating will be whatever the driver rating is. They'll be happy to race in C-rated lobbies, B-rated lobbies, A-rated lobbies, and just wherever the driver rating takes them, that's where they will race. So that's fine. It's what you want to get out of the game is what it is. However, if you're a player who wants to increase their driver rating and try and maximise their potential, then hopefully this video might help. What you'll see here is I've recorded in cockpit view because I wanted to kind of show the closeness of the actual racing that we're going to see, because that's kind of important to show how I raced this particular race and the reason why I did it, raced in the way I did. I qualified in 4th position. Now that meant that, there's a chance that I could finish in the podium, even win the race. However, what I realised from the beginning was that my door number was 8, and I was quite keen to build up my driver rating because I had lost quite a bit of driver rating in the last couple of weeks through disconnects, having some trouble on the US servers because this is my US account. Now I wanted to try and get my US account back to A+, so I decided I would have a few races, set a qualifying time firstly, and have a few races and try and finish in quite a high position. So qualifying, that is crucial. Take some time, even if it's an hour, 2 hours, however long you can practice for, qualify and try and qualify as high as you can. Now there's a couple of things. If you can learn the track without braking markers or cones, do that, because if you can hit your markers without the cones, then you're far more confident in a race than you will be if the cones are there. The cones can get knocked out, knocked away. They can even slow you down if you hit them. So if you can learn the track without the cones, you can see how close I'm driving there to the car in front. Do so. It's helped me massively by doing that. I am undoubtedly a better driver and a quicker driver having learned tracks without cones. Now that might well be just a case of follow one of the top 10 drivers' ghosts around the track as closely as you can, or watch them, see what marks they're hitting, and then slowly build up, practice laps, hitting the markers. You might not hit them all right away, but you might get comfortable hitting the first couple of brake markers and then move on to this next sector of track and hit those brake markers until eventually you can put a full lap together without use of the brake markers. And set a qualifying time as high up as you can. Now what I do is I set a qualifying time using a ghost, and then I will remove the ghost and then just do some practice laps without the ghost until I can get within, usually try and get within about half a second of my best qualifying time without a ghost. And then when I know when I'm going into the race, I don't need the crutch of having a car or a ghost in front of me in order to be quick. The second way to build your driver rating that I like to use is the fact that my door number, I'm door number 8 in this race, and so when I qualified and went into the lobby and realised I was in 4th place, I knew the 3 drivers in front of me, and I knew the drivers behind me were probably going to be higher rated than me because they had quick qualifying time, so they were obviously good drivers. I certainly knew the Brazilian behind me was a quick driver because I've seen his name in the top 10 on numerous occasions. So I thought to myself, if I can finish ahead of him, then I'm going to pick up some decent points here, because I knew he was A+, and the drivers in front of me were A+. So I've decided at this point I am going to race as closely as I can to keep within the slipstream, but I'm not going to attempt any drastic manoeuvres. I'm not going to try and overtake unless a mistake is made in front of me and it presents itself with an easy opportunity to go past. Decided I'm not going to try and send one into a braking zone which is easy to do when you're at the Red Bull Ring, especially. You can just send one up the inside. But I've decided from the outset I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to try and stick as closely as I can, and as I said, if a mistake presents itself, then hopefully I'm there to take advantage of that. But by doing this sort of racing, I'm guaranteeing myself good driver rating at the end of this race. I'm going to pick up some good points, because sticking with them means two things. It means that, one, I'm going to hopefully break away from the field and not get caught up in any chaos. And you can see from the television camera up in the top right, you can see the gap that we've split between the drivers behind. You know, we're in a little group of 4 at the front now. You can see we're going too wide, going through the hairpin, but again, look, it's so tempting. I could go for the move here. It would be so easy just to send one up the inside, you know, a bit of door banging, pick up a position. But the chances are, by doing that, what we'll do is we will get embroiled in a race that involves us bringing the rest of the pack in. Now here, I actually gave the driver in front a little bit of a bump draft, because I wanted him to stay with the cars in front so that we didn't get separated. So the cars behind, the big groups that would inevitably come behind us, would start to fight with us, and one of them might send it and cause us to lose position. So I'm actually of the mind here that I'm not overtaking, because I want to try and maintain the fact that I've got my 4th position, and if I get that 4th place, then that's going to pick up some points for me. So this is an A+ rated lobby, so even if you're a B rated driver, a C rated driver, even if you're just starting off with a new account, this is a really good strategy for building your DR. Don't think that you need to win every race. Don't even think that you need to finish in a podium in every race. If you look at your door number, that's always a good barometer of where you are in that field of cars, and to try and finish ahead. Now, it's not an exact science that I can work out, but look at this going down into the hairpin. This is the final lap now, 3 wide, going down here. You can see how close the racing is, but I also know that the driver behind, the Brazilian behind, is waiting in the wings to try and steal a place or two if anything happens. Now, I again could easily try and send one, because somebody is likely to make a little mistake here, but again, we kind of resist the temptation. Again, happy to sit in 4th. I'm going to give him a little tap in front just to make sure he keeps up with the cars in front. And yeah, the cleanliness of this race does help. We're all kind of a mind that we're not going to dramatically send anything, but that is key to making up driver rating points. So we're coming around the final corner here. Just look at this video, look at this race, how closely people can race and not do anything that's going to negatively impact them. Now the 5th place driver has started to catch up a little bit, but we've got everything in hand and we're going to cross the line in 4th position. So we picked up, you know, I think it was like maybe 800 or 900 driver points for finishing 4th, and that's great, because if I can repeat that race over and over, 3, 4, 5 times in a row, you're picking up thousands of points. You can apply that, as I said, right down the lower lobbies. So maybe keep that strategy in mind going forward, and hopefully it'll help you build your driver rating points. Goodbye.